Hi everyone, as I've been going through my NRS II, I've decided to take some time and study the architecture and the operational procedures to the Cisco equivalent of the 7750 Nokia Service Router, and that is the IOSXR platform. So I want to do this lab for fun and see the difference in building an MPLS network with a Cisco platform embedded into the Nokia world. I think once I'm done with this NRS II, I'm going to pursue a Cisco service provider certification. I just really want to have a solid background in both platforms. So I've been kind of putting some time off to the side and kind of touching into the Cisco world. So here's the topology that we're going to be using. Here's our service provider network. It's going to be our cloud to the customers. So this is going to be a Nokia router, and we're going to build this IOSXR. It's going to be our new PE router, which is going to be put into the service provider network. So we're going to start from the ground up and add it into our network. So let's go ahead and start. I'm just going to close out of this. So here is my Cisco IOSXR that we're going to bring into our network here. So let's go ahead and console in. Brand new, just started installation. So we'll just start the simple username and password. And let's go ahead and build a loopback. And again, with the IOSXR, you can just assign your subnet mask notation. You don't have to do, unlike regular old Cisco world, you'd have to do something like this. It just makes you be able to fly by. Okay, just make sure to commit, and then we're gonna enable SSH. And then the difference in enabling SSH with the regular iOS and Cisco IOSXR, you build your key just without being in the configure. So as you can see, I did not have to go into configuration mode. Okay, so I've pre-built, so let me actually pre-built a session in my secure CRT. So that's a 1111, okay. Oh, don't need that. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect to it. Actually, zero, okay. So we should be able to jump in here now. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and start from the ground up. We've got our interface loopback. We're going to start with setting up our interface so we can have IP reachability into our router 1. So we'll go ahead and start with interface 1 to interface 1. Okay, we'll just say 1, 11 to 1, 11 to 4. Just gotta shut this guy. And let's go to router 1. create an interface. Oh. Address 1.2. Okay. Oh. Just wait for that. Don't need that. Oh, there's my problem. Being to. There we go. Okay. So there's our. So let's go ahead and bring ISIS up. Yes. Okay. So. Alright, so let's build ISIS on our IOSXR platform. So router ISIS, go with our normal area here. Okay. Obviously our address family, we're going to use OSPF metrics, traffic engineering, of course. Let's go ahead and add our interface, bag 0, so passive interface, unicast. Okay, and add our interface going to our equipment. And that's going to be a point-to-point adjacency. Okay. That should be good. That's about everything that's on the Nokia box. So, alright, there it is. Point-to-point. Perfect. So, okay. Alright, so moving on, let's get MPBGP set up. So we'll start with our router 1. And we're going to make this a route reflector to avoid having to have a full mesh of BGP sessions with our new router IOSXR. Cluster 1.1. Let's go. Neighbor is going to be this is going to be an IBGP session, of course. Okay. Yep, that should work. Okay, so now go to our IOSXR, and we're going to go ahead and set up our BGP. So configure BGP, autonomous system, and going to do our address family, VPN for unicast, for MPBGP, neighbor 10.10.10.1, remote AS, same AS, and make sure you update with source loopback 0, system address, and I think that was redundant, but that's okay. Okay. So we're not learning okay. See. Back 0. Oh, there's my problem. I tried to establish with the wrong IP address. Okay. All right. There we go. So we have our VPN IPv4 BGP neighbor. So now we can learn MPBGP routes between each other. So on the Nokia box, let's go ahead and configure all our MPLS parameters. Configure router MPLS. We'll add the interface to router 11. We'll build an LSP to it so we can exchange some services and have a route to it. And let's see. And then RCP is already built in there. It just defaults, which does not happen in the IOSXR. So we'll go ahead, MPLS LSP to router 11 to 10.10.10.11 loose CSPF traffic engineering aspects for MTUs. You can do fast reroute 1-to-1. Doesn't really matter in this case. So we're not testing anything failing over. This is a direct connection, so there really isn't any fast reroute to happen. Okay. So right now it's down because there's nothing configured on the other side. RSVP is not enabled, so okay, a couple things that we need to do for the IOSXR. Configure MPLS LDP. Same thing, same thing you have to do with the Nokia, just bring it up. RSVP add the interface we're going to be using, which is 1. And then MPLS traffic engineering interface as well. And then our tunnel will probably come up here. Just give that a minute. And see if it's up. Let's see what we're missing. So failure node is our IOSXR routing error. Okay. Not sure where the routing error is. Okay. And did source loop back. That looks good. Okay. It just needed a minute. Everything was correct. So now there's our LSP. So our MPLS network on the Nokia box is configured. So router 11 now so this part kind of took me a little bit to grasp. It's a little bit different than the Nokia. So we're going to create an explicit path. Let's name this R11 to R1, obviously. So the next address, just do a loose hop, IP4 unicast, and then the destination, which is going to be our 10.10.10.1, and then just exit out of here. So now we'll do a tunnel, which is our LSP. We'll call this 101. IP4 loopback. Oops. Loopback 0. We'll give it a name. SP to router 1. Router announce. Back out here. Make sure we record our route and then our path option. So we can just say the explicit path name. That was router 11 to router 1. Is that what I said? Yep. Okay. And then you can also do dynamic. I believe that's it. Let's see what we got. So let's see our session. So right now there's only a session coming from destination to us. So it's not coming up. Path's not valid. Topology. Okay. So let's see what we're missing here. Dex 10.10.10.1. Number loopback. Record routes. Path option explicit. Router 11 to router 1. So let's see what's failing. Path, destination, 10, 10, 10, 1. Well, that looks good to me. Oh, that's not right. That's definitely our problem. Can't bring it up if you don't know where you're going, right? Okay, there we go. That makes sense. So, as you can see, the commands are a little different. Sometimes I get a little jumbled up, but that's okay. Moving on. So there's our tunnel. We have our BGP session brought up. So we're ready for some VRFs here. As you can see, we've already sent it some stuff. So let's see, we've got some VRF targets, VRF 100, VRF 99, VRF 10, 400, and those are previous VRFs that are living on router 1 or router 3 right now. So as you can see, things are working. That's great. Let's go to router 3 and build an LSP from there. MPLS SP to router 11, to 10, 10, 10, 11. Let's just make sure that works. Okay. Primary loose. Show router MPLS SP to router 11. Detail. Beautiful. So what we're gonna do, go back to our, oh, actually I closed it. We're gonna create a VRF on the Cisco IOSXR, and then we're gonna create a VRF on router 3. So let's go ahead and start with the Nokia side. So we're gonna go from router 3, port 5 to our layer 2 switch here. From layer 2, I'm going to connect to the customer location. This is just a regular Cisco IOS version 15 router. I use these for all my end user nodes, quote unquote, in my labs. So this is going to be kind of an interesting setup for the Nokia stuff. The router 3 is going to build, we're going to build a VPLS as well as a VPRN, so layer 3 and layer 2. We're going to tie that to our Cisco layer 2 switch, and we're going to patch that all the way over to the customer site. So let's just build that as quick as possible here. So let's go ahead and build our customer. So let's go ahead and we'll say this is customer 88. Okay. So we'll start with our VPLS. Perfect. We'll make this a routed VPLS. Okay. We'll just use SAP 115. We'll say tag 88. Okay. 115 info. Cap.1Q. Okay. So there's a SAP already in place, so we can't change the encapsulation, so we gotta go clean out that SAP. Service. Perfect. So back to our VPLS. Actually, we gotta go to this app, or in this case the port. Make sure it's shut down. Make that a .1 queue so we can have some tags. Load access. Perfect. No shut. Just give this a good MTU. Back to our VPLS. SAP 115, VLAN 88. Okay, that's. Oh, we gotta give it a service name. So, customer B. Now let's go ahead and build our VRF, otherwise known as our VPRN in Nokia. So configure service VPRN 88, customer 88, create. Oops. So just go with 87. 88 is our VPLS. So first things first, autonomous system. So I'm making this as simple as possible. We're not doing AS to AS, EBGPs or anything like that. It's just going to be pretty quick here. So VRF target 6500. Our VRF is 87. Route distinguisher 7. That looks good. Oops. Out of bind tunnel, resolution any. Or we could specify RSVP, but that's a given in this situation. Okay, so we'll build an interface to customer B. Create. We'll give it an address. I'll just say, I don't know. And this is going to be a routed VPLS because we're extending the layer 2. So our VPLS, we named it customer B. Service name customer B. Bam. And I'll get this in PMTU 1500, layer 3 interface. Okay, that looks good. No shut this. I'll show service ID 87 base. Our VPLS is shut down. Just save all this. Alright, so there it is. VPRN, otherwise known as our VRF, is up, and our VPLS is up. So now let's configure the switch in the middle. Just bring this up while we do this. Alright, so we're gonna pipe VLAN 88 through here. Customer B. Show VLAN. Okay, there's 88. And so VLAN 88 is going to be going to customer B on port gigabit interface 1. 15. Access port VLAN 88. Alright, now let's configure our chunk port. Okay. So up. Perfect. Just make sure VLAN's in place. There it is. Okay, the fun part begins. So we'll just put this off to the side. So we got our layer 2 coming in all the way to layer 2 switch here. Now Let's extend it out to the customer side. So let's configure our customer switch, or customer router, I should say. Host name customer B. As you can see, there's nothing on here. So we'll configure our interface. I think it was actually 00. We'll double check. 122.122.122.2. So 122.122.1. Okay. So okay, that should work. Let's shut this guy. Okay. Let's see if we can ping it. Perfect. That's great. Alright, so, okay, we gotta build a default route because we're not doing any sort of routing between these boxes. So, alright, so ping router 87. Can get to the equipment. Perfect. Okay, so Nokia side is basically done. Now let's go to, let's just verify our routes here. So we should be sending a new, so you should be seeing 122 in here somewhere. Not yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, so as you can see, there's our VRF target 87 with our subnet. So now let's get to the juicy good part here. iOS VRFs. This was a concept that took me a little bit to grasp, and I have no idea why. It was really not that complicated or much different than the Nokia world, but again, I mean, it is different. So we're gonna make a VRF here, just VRF 87. Now we gotta make sure these matches. So address family for unicast. Pretty simple stuff here. Route target, of course, 65,000. Then our export. Okay. That's it. You don't have to no shut. You don't have to do anything. Now, this was what tricked me up at first. Oops. You gotta add your VRF into your BGP context. So once we're in here, just do VRF 87. Give it a route distinguisher. Of course, 87. Give it an address family. And then to make things easy, just because again on this side we're just going to do static routing, redistribute connected. That's just the redistribute command, which is pretty nice. Just commit. Now we got to make an interface to our customer. So we'll go with, let's go with the next one. Interface 2 to interface 2 to customer site. So we'll just go ahead and do the interface. One thing that tricked me up that I had to learn the hard way: do not add an IP address to your interface before you add your VRF context or establish it in a VRF. Otherwise, it'll show the IP addresses in there invalid, but it won't work because it'll still be at the base. So make sure you tag this as VRF 87. Oops, not that. VRF 87. Just commit. Okay. PV4. So now for this one, we can just do whatever, it doesn't matter. That's pretty much it. So on this side, we're already learning the 122 subnet that's coming off the Nokia Router 3 box. And show IP route VRF87 shows our VRF route table. And via 10.10.10.3, as you can see. Oh, actually, you know, I don't think I built an MPLS tunnel from router 11 to router 3. Yeah, okay, I didn't. So let's do that real quick. Okay. Zero signal name LSP to router 3. Announce. Unlike last time, let's make sure we give this an appropriate destination so it knows where the heck to go. Okay. Perfect. So there's our LSP. Now let's just verify router 3. See what kind of sessions we got going on here. So from router 11, which is our IOSXR, to router 3, tunnel ID, LSP to router 3, which is what we just named it. So that looks good. Now let's continue with our VRF here. So customer A, we're going to play customer A's system administrator or network administrator role. Just turning up our new switch here, or I'm sorry, router again. Hostname customer A. We're communicating with the ISP. We are given our subnet IP block that we're going to use. So interface, actually 2. Let's ping reachability. Oh, I don't think I brought up the interface. There's our problem on this side. VRF87. Perfect. Alright, so, okay. Again, default route here. Perfect. So now I should be able to reach customer site B. So basically our VRF to VPRN layer 3 service from our ISP is configured. And there it is. We'll bring up the customer A and customer B. Let me make sure. So from customer site B, we're just going to ping. There it is, reachability. So that's all it takes to be a service provider and add your new Cisco IOSXR into your core network. Start delivering layer 3 VPRNs and VRFs services to your customers and your Nokia Service Router network, as well as implementing the IOSXR into that network. So yeah, you can see it is a lot different. There is a lot of different commands, but just like with anything else, it just takes time and some dedication to learn them. I'm still struggling to kind of know everything off the top of my head without having to tab things out, but that's okay. As you can see, it works. So yeah, that's 2 platforms and interoperability. So thanks for watching.